y'all, Jackson here with Trick Studios, and welcome back to another episode of Outside the Hash. It's going to be a quick one again, since once again there was no actual games for us to cover. So,
Yep.
Nate is still dead, so maybe we'll
Yep.
get him
Still
back
is Ligma.
by the end of by the new year, but we will find out. So, no highlights from the X League, but there were a couple relegation games that I didn't have us pick because I assumed that the teams that were going to win won. So Fujifilm played. That is a mistranslation. It's definitely not womb. But they played the deer from the X1 area. The deer were in the X1 Super last year, and then they lost the relegation game, I think, to Fujifilm. So 2017 3-point game.
Oh yeah, that's good for that league. Yeah. I swear almost more than every other game is a blowout. So.
It's almost like it was the top of the next league versus the bottom of this league.
True.
Except the next relegation game will go back to the blowouts. But yeah, it was a close game. You know, it was lots of punting. Apparently, both teams punted 9 times, showing why they truly are the bottom and the top of the.
Of each one, yeah. Truly.
Yeah, and then we had the Mitsubishi versus the Caterpillars, which I also think were relegation games that flopped last year because I think the Caterpillars were in the league last year too. But the Lions kicked the crap out of them, so you don't have to change your team, Kyle. You wouldn't have had to switch to the Caterpillars
Yeah.
or other. But the Caterpillar is an adorable name. I would have stuck. I would have switched to the Caterpillars. Almost 300 passing yards. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
considering the games are 12 minutes shorter, he did pretty good. And it looks like they had an American on their team. Aaron L sounds not very Japanese, not very Nihongo. But yeah, the Lions kicked the crap out of them. So, uh, anyways, the big news obviously is the college football playoff was set. So, also our picks for the comp championship Saturday was mixed bag. I went 5-4. Kyle went 4-5, and Nate picking the favorites went 3-6. So
Brutal.
womp womp for Vegas.
I'm just ready for bowl season. Are we gonna pick every bowl game?
We can. Do you want to pick every bowl game?
Yeah. I think it could be fun.
Okay.
Gives us something to do.
So we all have the same number in the in the final 8 in the FCS, but obviously you had Abilene and
Yeah, my bracket's busted. Oh no.
Your bracket's busted. All right, now we got the fun one. As much as I heard, I'm going to have to go Ohio State here. I'll probably go Texas here.
I've already been looking at this, and I already hate how my bracket is gonna go.
I'm going to go Notre Dame, and then I'm going Penn State. What's your first round?
Well, once you get to it, you have it up. Give me Ohio State because I think the cold is going to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Not
that Nashville.
Otherwise, that game.
Nashville's not
probably the other
team.
I
guess we're Knoxville, right? Vanderbilt.
Next one, give me Texas because I just don't see Texas losing at home. I love the Indiana Bowl, but I think it's going to go to Notre Dame. I just think that home field is too much.
I think I think if Notre Dame didn't lose to NIU, they'd be a lot more susceptible. But I think since they lost to NIU, they've been
Fair,
on a
fair.
warpath since. Like I think the Army Navy games would have been a lot closer had they not lost to NIU. But since
Oh
they
yeah,
did,
yeah. They had to prove a point.
since they
It's
did,
exactly what those games were.
they murdered those. Yeah,
Uh, to be fair, mutual opponent, Purdue. They both murdered by the same amount. Um,
quite a few.
um, but yeah, I think it could be a close game. Um, not saying it won't be, but I just think Notre Dame definitely has the edge there. Um,
I'd love
but
Indiana to win, but I don't see them
oh
winning.
yeah, I think we get a Penn State win because South team going north, a very uphill battle. Uh, and I think Penn State just is the
You want
better
to do
team.
your second round
Yeah,
matchup?
yeah. Let me do my next. So in the Rose Bowl, I think the Big Ten team wins, being Ohio State.
Yeah,
Then give me Texas. I think Texas has a cakewalk here. Um, Next, give me Georgia. But I could see Notre Dame somehow pulling it off for once.
mm-hmm.
Then give me Penn State.
I think
So as
we're in.
yep.
See, we're in similar minds there. I'm going Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, and for the lulls because James Franklin can't beat top five teams.
Fair, fair. A great point.
But no, I think Penn State probably wins, but
Yeah.
Georgia's going to win the next game, so it doesn't really. Even if I lose the point there,
I'm gonna go full memes on that. I'm actually gonna pick against Georgia, even though Georgia will definitely win that
you're going
matchup.
to put Penn State over Georgia. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna be an idiot. Yeah.
I think Ohio State probably beats Texas. I'm gonna go Georgia, and then Georgia's gonna win a national championship. They're gonna win 35-24.
Uh, Give me the Big Ten Bowl. Uh,
You're letting your
Even
conference
though
bias come
it's
out.
gonna end up, it's probably gonna be an SEC bowl. Let's be honest. But give me the Big Ten Bowl and give me a nice, thrilling 23-20 Ohio State.
But they're not playing, top five team. They could finally win.
I know my bracket's already terrible, but I hate how this season turned out
I
with
can't believe you're
the
getting
top
Ohio
12.
State both the real national championship and the college football playoff national championship. Of course, the real national championship being the club football national championship,
I mean, they just
which
didn't
they
win the
did
one
win.
game they actually care about,
Yes,
so that's all that matters.
Ohio State did win the club national championship 20-13 after
Yep.
being down 13-0.
They beat what, Clayton State?
Yeah.
Damn, choked it.
Yep. Rip Clayton. They
Yeah,
really
all I know.
invoked
Yeah,
their namesake from the movie Tarzan and blew it.
I
Blew it.
kind of want them to win it in spite of the fans, because Ohio State definitely does not deserve it, for their fans
Yeah.
after all the shit
Because
that's been said
they
about
want to
Ryan
fire
Day.
they want to fire Ryan Day despite the fact
Yeah.
he's the only Big Ten team. He's what I guess he's lost.
Oh no, he's
He's
not
lost.
as good as Urban
He's
Meyer.
one and
Oh
three against
no.
Michigan or whatever, but then he's like 33-1 against everybody else in the Big Ten or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's like, is there
And his
really?
one loss is to what? Purdue? Or is it Iowa? One of the two outside of Michigan.
I don't know who his one loss is to.
It was an away game. That's all I do remember.
It's like I don't even know if they can find. It's really hard to move up from that point because he's a really good recruiter too.
Yeah.
So
I just don't understand why their fans are the way they are.
it'd be funny if they fired him, but they're not going to.
It would be. They would not be better off for it. I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah, because there's not really much
There's really nowhere to go.
nowhere to move. Who would be an improvement? Unless you're getting Urban Meyer out of
Being,
retirement. But even Urban Meyer might be worse now because his NFL thing blew up in his face.
you know, imagine being a two-loss team and getting fired.
Imagine getting into the playoffs and getting fired.
Yeah, to almost any other team, that's a win. Uh,
It should give them extra motivation in the playoffs, to be fair. Losing to Michigan.
you know,
And we will figure out what.
yeah, and Bama's probably playing a lot of their starters still, a lot, for against Michigan.
We are not
So
playing
that
any of
game's
our
gonna,
starters. We're gonna get murdered.
yeah, yeah, you guys are gonna get absolutely murdered. What's the over under on 100 rushing yards?
You mean 100? You mean 100
Or
passing
sorry,
yards?
100 passing. Sorry,
They
sorry,
might
yeah,
give us 100 passing so they can win.
yeah.
All right, Army. We gotta pick Army Navy.
Army Navy, give me Army.
You can give going to Army. I am usually a Navy simp, but I think Army's probably the better team this year. You know.
I think it could be a close game. They both lost similarly to
I guess we can look at the bowl lineup too. Also, in other football news, in indoor football news, Kyle's NAL team has a official minor league team basically now.
yep. Now we're even better than everyone else
And
than
yep, the
we already
Carolina
were.
Predators. No, joke's on you. The Columbus Lions actually had an entire arena league that was essentially a minor league for them last year. We had like 4 teams.
That is impressive.
I forgot that your coach's name was Negro. Uh,
Wait, what did you say?
I forgot your coach's name was Negron.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But yeah, the Carolina Predators have the AAL too, of course. Where the Wheeling Winers won last year, but they moved up to the NAL. So anyway, playoffs. We can skip those. Celebration Bowl at FCS. Jackson State versus South Carolina State. Well, now that Dion is gone, Jackson State could probably win that. You know.
yeah. I can believe it.
Any big surprises bowling matchups? Let's see. Ohio Jackson State. That's conference champion matchup because Jacksonville State won the Conference USA and Ohio won the MAC. But will Jacksonville State even have their coach anymore? Is Rich Rod going back to West Virginia?
Already?
Well,
It's a joke. It's a joke.
he hasn't been
Yeah,
there since
yeah,
he went
yeah.
to
No, I
Michigan
know.
and absolutely tanked us. But
Hey, sometimes you need to do that to make the program better.
yeah, we had to suffer through him and then Brady Hoke, and then we got Jimmy back, and then we had to suffer
Look
through
at
2020, and then we got good.
look at what we had to put up with Lovey. Like six years of being complacent, followed by three or four good seasons for us. Two 5-7s, an 8-5, and now a 9-3. So, I mean, I'll take it.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Shouldn't they be sponsoring like a West Coast Bowl if you're going to be Wasabi? Also,
Did
the Red Sox and the Yankees games are on the same day.
Speaking of Notre Dame, did Northern Illinois even make a bowl game?
Yeah, they're playing Fresno State. We passed them.
Oh, okay.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Oh, that's a good bowl.
They're playing
That
on
is
the
a
same turf as a playoff member, a first round bye having playoff member.
that's a good
Because
bowl.
it's in Boise. It's an iconic bowl. I don't know if I really
Yeah.
want to go to Boise.
I wouldn't necessarily. I may eventually want to go there because it's a funny bowl in a way. Uh,
Are you going to the bowl
but
this year? Because you are in the Cheez It
oh
Bowl.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's in Orlando. My mom wasn't going to pass the opportunity.
Except the Cheez It Bowl was best when it was in Tempe. That's where the best Cheez It Bowl was. The one that had like 7 interceptions because both quarterbacks sucked. But I won money on that game, and I stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning watching it because I had money on it.
Fair.
And Jason Benetti was the announcer, and he'll still occasionally mention that game on his Twitter feed, which is funny because it's such a bad but great game.
Yep.
Minnesota, Virginia Tech, and the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Okay. Buffalo Liberty in the Bahamas Bowl. Now there's a garbage bowl that you wouldn't mind going on vacation to go to. Oh, all right. Any closing statements, Kyle? Considering there wasn't really much news today.
No.
No. All right, then I guess we will see everybody next week, where we'll actually have some X League football to talk about. So
Sweet. Yeah.